evening, and tonight on The Big Match we cover the three top divisions, and our main match comes from the second division where Watford play the leaders, West Ham.
As Watford are on the break again, Poskett looking to get it onto the right foot, and Parks had to save twice in fact as Ward came in.
From the first division, a great relegation battle between Norwich and Brighton.
And Robinson.
And in the third division, where Steve Kindon came on as a sub for Huddersfield at Sheffield United, and what drama followed that move. Also tonight, the major news headlines, starting with a transfer story from Jim Rosenthal.
Yes, tonight Liverpool are linked with Craig Johnson of Middlesbrough, and a current Liverpool star says, "I never want to play for England again." Crystal Palace say they're willing to sell all but one of the players after their fifth successive defeat, and a major blow for FA Cup quarter-finalist Wolves as midfield man Peter Daniel breaks a leg.
But first, it's Watford against West Ham. West Ham striding away towards the first division, and Watford, meantime, having a really strange season where they've beaten most of the top teams, had a great run in the League Cup, but have only just got clear of relegation worries. In fact, we saw them earlier this season at West Ham, when they were unlucky to lose 3-2, and it was 2-2 coming to the last minute.
With a minute to go, plus some time to be added on. Devonshire crossing it in there. David Cross. Here's Lampard coming up fast, trying to get to that byline with it. Does so well. Yes! Trevor Brooking!
Well, West Ham won that match, and these men have won many more since then. They're running away with the second division championship. They have a lead of 8 points, and they are real box office at the moment. And this is the team that West Ham put out against Watford this afternoon. Again, there are no changes, but the season has at last brightened up for West Ham. Substitute Stuart Pearson. He's not played since the cup final last May. A knee operation has kept him out until today. As for Watford, they lie 14th in the table, but they've only been beaten twice here at Vicarage Road this season, and now come to this match with their fast-improving midfield youngster Kenny Jackett. He injured an ankle in the 1-0 win at Chelsea last Saturday. He's fit. He was doubtful until this morning. Malcolm Poskett is their top scorer with 17. And in the Watford side, the former Arsenal skipper Pat Rice, over 400 games for the Gunners, and striker Jerry Armstrong, formerly of Spurs, real opponents for years, of course, in North London, although, of course, they played together for Northern Ireland. The referee today is Brian Stevens from Stonehouse in Gloucestershire, and the all-ticket crowd now waits for the start.
Well, one enthusiastic fan, I'm sure you recognise there, Terry Scott. Come on, Watford. With the Watford manager, Graham Taylor, just taking his place in front of him, with Bertie Mee, the former Arsenal manager. Now we wait the kick-off. And there is the kick-off, in fact, with Watford attacking the goal to our left in shirts of yellow with red shorts. West Ham in their customary claret and blue. Watford, who've lost only one of their last 9. Steve Sherwood, their goalkeeper. Long kick by Sherwood. And nicely there. Armstrong playing it back there for Taylor. And Ward brought down. In fact, it was Ward with a header who got that move going well for Watford there. And a free kick for the home team then. An almost central position, some 5 yards outside the penalty area. So you can see the West Ham wall. This is the sort of view that Phil Parkes will have of it all. It's quite a massive wall there, as you can see. And Watford deciding who's going to take this. They've got 3 players in front of the ball, which is something that we saw Watford produce at West Ham earlier this season, where they break there, Bolton's shot hits into the second wall, in fact. It can cause confusion. On that occasion it didn't, and here's Devonshire breaking away again for West Ham. Played there towards Goddard, but too firmly, and the ball will carry on a pitch that's had a lot of rain on it in the last 24 hours, through here to Sherwood. Pike. Neighbour. Looking. And the ball out of play. Stewart couldn't get to it. It's another Watford throw. Malcolm Poskett with it. Long ball played forward. Armstrong playing it back. Taylor playing it in again for Poskett. As Watford are on the break again. Poskett looking to get it onto the right foot. And Parkes had to save twice, in fact, as Ward came in.
And Watford so very close indeed there to producing an opening goal. As, the first shot was only parried by Parks, and the second one was saved well as Ward got in there. So here's the corner, Taylor with it. It should be Phil Parks' ball, and it is. And the throw-out releases Devonshire. Stewart battling with Armstrong. And in fact, Jerry Armstrong penalised there, but at least it ends in smiles as Ray Stewart gets the free kick for West Ham, which will be taken by Billy Bonds. Brooking. Now Goddard. And a free kick to West Ham. Foul by Ian Bolton. Brooking getting behind this free kick, suggesting that it's going to be floated for the men rushing in from the far post. David Cross leading the ball, and they very nearly caught Watford out. Cross absolutely starting his sprint as Brooking started his run, and look how close that was to the opening goal. Huskin again. And now Rice. That's it. Taylor. Played in towards John Ward. Back again for Taylor, and it was well saved there by Parks. But it's only gone as far as Rice. The cross coming in again towards John Ward, and that time it was won well in the air by Billy Bonds. But Watford keeping up this pressure now as Taylor and Bissett play a 1-2, and down goes Parks again. Well, it was an astonishing reaction save in the first place by Phil Parks from a real pile driver by the number 4, Les Taylor. Sims with a header. Now Armstrong played for Bissett. Well, he hit that straight across. It's gone with Goddard. Showed a fraction too much of it to Bolton, and it was suddenly almost 2 against 2. Armstrong back for Rice. Here's a bit of space for Luther Bissett until he's confronted by Devonshire, and the foul there by Devonshire, using a bit of elbow, I think, there on Bissett, and so it's a free kick for Watford. Quite a good record against West Ham of Watford. They won 2-0 here last year and drew 1-1 at West Ham, and here's the free kick, and a good save by Parks from Ward, who not for the first time this afternoon has got in late on that sort of thing, and West Ham let him go, and it was a free header and a good piece of handling by Parks. That's out of play. That's a West Ham throw. Stewart then with the throw. Stewart again for Neighbour. Ball in play, was it? Well, in fact, the ball was over the top from the header, but the referee right on the spot there claims that the ball had gone beyond the byline in any case, and that it's a corner for West Ham. So Brooking with a corner.
Thought about an outswinger and has changed his mind. It's going to be an in-swinger now. Left-footed. Closing in on that goal. And a claiming handball vehemently there at West Ham. In fact, they're almost bowling over the referee in their protests. They're still there. Well, they clearly felt that there was a handball as Brookings' corner came in. Pritchard again, finding Bissett. Pat Rice going on the run for him down the right-hand side there. There's his cross coming in towards Ward, and headed behind by Martin for a Watford corner. And Pritchard will take it. Again, the big men are forward. Sims and Bolton. And Poskett on the goal line itself. Corner hit in low, Lampard getting it away. As the whistle goes for half-time, Watford, if anything, in the first half have made the better chances. But Phil Parkes, in fact, has been called upon to make some very good saves, and one of the talking points, of course, was that penalty just before half-time. Billy Bonds having a word with Brian Stevens there, but nothing's going to change that. But the half-time score then here at Vicarage Road, it's Watford 0, West Ham 0. And we'll be back with the second half. So it's West Ham now who get us underway at the start of the second half, attacking the goal to our left. 0-0. When we say 0-0, West Ham have conceded only 2 in their last 5, Watford 2 in their last 6. But here's Cross finding Brooking. It'll fall again maybe for Cross coming in there, but it won't fall for Goddard as Rice gets it back again. Martin, not quite sure about that header. Devonshire finding Cross. Ball getting stuck a little bit in that middle. It's churned up a little bit, and it's a cloying sort of mud in there at the moment. Neighbour finding Pike. Billy Bonds. For Stewart. That might be Brookings' ball. Taylor's gone there with it. Brooking turning it back for Cross! Well, it's a sight that they've become accustomed to, those West Ham fans. David Cross hitting goal 26, made for him by Trevor Brooking. What a good run forward this was, and look how close Les Taylor keeps to him, but still Brooking is able to whip that ball in, and Cross hits it first time past a helpless Sherwood, and West Ham go into the lead. So here at Watford again now with Jerry Armstrong being stopped by Alvin Martin. No sign of joy on the face either of Chairman Len Kearns on the left of West Ham or manager John Lyle, but David Cross has put them into the lead. Jacket playing it in there towards Ward, who got the header in above Lampard, but not nearly enough power. Devonshire picking up that loose one. He's got Neighbour in space on the right there. Neighbour versus Pritchard. Here's Pike. Played for Stewart. Goddard, beautiful turn again. And the cross coming in, and they allowed it to go a long way until Sims got it away, and he got that one away as well. Ward playing it here for Taylor. So Watford coming forward now. But Bonds coming across to cover, finding Lampard. Lampard hitting it straight at Steve Sims, but it might come for Cross. And indeed it has. He's beaten Sims with that one. Cross now, looking to Cohen, a beautiful goal! Well, that was total awareness there by David Cross. After he got past Steve Sims, he looks up, he can see where the gap is, and he curls it there. Wide of Sherwood into the corner of the net, his second goal and West Ham's. And it's Watford 0, West Ham 2. So David Cross now chalks up goal 27. That's it for Watford. Now Jerry Armstrong with Ward waiting in the middle, and Parks went flying one way, Ward went flying the other, Martin with him, and it was Martin who got the touch, which means a corner. Pritchett Williams. And Ward, no, snaked twice on the line there. First by the keeper, and then by Jeff Park. But I think some of the Watford fans are wondering whether Pike handled that ball as he saved it the second time. Well, if it was driven hard against his hands. Certainly no talk of a penalty. And it's knocked in there by Poskett. In fact, from that drop ball, Watford took possession, and West Ham never really looked like getting it back. So it was Blissett who took it up, went a long, long way, turned it inside, and Poskett was able to turn it in, and Watford are back in the game. And you can see a bit of tension has crept back there towards John Lyall. A comfortable finish could turn out to be an uncomfortable one. Blissett, who played such a big part in spotting the possibilities of that run down the right that led to that goal. Poskett right in there, and behind off Pike for the corner. So Watford keep the pressure on them. The crowd are really getting behind Watford now. A real cup-tie flavour about it now as Watford get the corner. It's Taylor with it, flicked in there. Oh, well, and well saved by Parks from that header by Bolton, I think it was, who got the touch. No, it was Steve Sims. There he is with the back flick, grasped there by Phil Parks. Well into time, added on now. Pike being hustled there by Jacket, finds Devonshire in a bit of space down the left here. When he hits it straight at Rice, that wasn't the cleverest thing to do from West Ham's point of view, and Billy Bonds could have been in trouble there. Just managed to stick out the foot as Armstrong came at him to get it back to Parks. Played nearly 2 minutes of stoppage time now. Blissett, not a very good clearance by Parks on that occasion. Devonshire trying to get back there. And lining up, in fact, those West Ham defenders to get it away. Devonshire, in fact, running it straight at the Watford player, but the whistle had gone. And West Ham chalk up another win with the 2 goals there by David Cross. Although they have an enormous debt to Phil Parks, who played superbly in goal for them both in the first half and in the second. At Vicarage Road, Watford. It's Watford 1, West Ham 2.
Well, at least Watford battled away right to the end there. Well done for that. But West Ham it was who got a winning result to take them into their European Cup Winners' Cup match against Tbilisi of Russia at Upton Park on Wednesday night. And the news tonight is that the West Ham defender Alvin Martin, who was injured in that clash of heads with John Ward, had 5 stitches in the wound, but will definitely be fit for the game, and there are no other injury worries for the Hammers. But should West Ham have had a penalty in the first half? You remember when Trevor Brooking took that corner? And well, Ian Bolton certainly appeared to handle, and the referee, I must say, you look at the referee there, Brian Stevens, he looked as though he was well position to be able to spot it, but he didn't give the penalty. And when we look at it again from behind the goal, you'll see in fact that Ian Bolton quite clearly aims to play the ball. There's Bolton on the 6-yard line, playing the ball, it seems to me, with his hand. And I must say, to me, it looked very much like a penalty indeed, although, of course, in the end, it didn't make a great deal of difference with West Ham winning 2-1. So West Ham stay 8 points clear as we look at the top of the second division.
Yes, West Ham need only another 10 points to be certain of promotion. Notts County must be favourites to go up with them. They beat Bristol City 2-1. And then a whole cluster of clubs chasing that third place. Sheffield Wednesday strengthened their claim with a 2-1 victory at Queen's Park Rangers. Kevin Taylor scored both early in the second half. The only blemish was the sending off of fullback Ray Blackhall. You can see him departing in this Sunday Mirror picture. He'd been booked for a foul on Jerry Francis and he went for another on Ian Gillard. But Jack Charlton, the Wednesday manager, described the decision as diabolical. Simon Stainrod was the Rangers scorer, by the way. The Grimsby-Blackburn match, that ended in a rather disappointing goalless draw. Derby, they drew 2-2 at Wrexham. And now going down to 7th place at Chelsea, who lost ground after a 1-0 defeat at Preston.
For our next match tonight, we go to the third division for the game between Sheffield United and Huddersfield Town at Bramall Lane. Two great old clubs, and somehow even now it seems quite wrong that they should be in the third division. Well, Huddersfield at least are getting a good chance of getting out of it. They came to this match in third place. And indeed it was a bit like old times, with a crowd of 14,000 there to see them. The pictures from Yorkshire Television, commentator Martin Tyler, Sheffield United in the stripes, and what drama they all had.
Here's Keith Hanby. Guided on by Robbins. Kenworthy there before Austin. It really isn't a day to play any football in your own third of the field. And Wigan was balked by Purdy and the referee letting him go. Hatton waiting in the middle. And Hatton puts Sheffield United in front in the 11th minute. 2 against 1 in Huddersfield's favour. But it broke for Wigan, who cut it back low. And Hatton kept his head and poked it in, and it's 1-0 to Sheffield United. Kenworthy's header, Robbins with the shot. And it skimmed past the post. It was Cowling who was jumping for Huddersfield, and then it came to Robbins, who favours his left foot. And there was only less than a yard in it. Steve Kindon on the Huddersfield bench, second from the left as we look. His general play really suffering because of his worry that he hasn't been scoring goals recently. The referee and the two teams have kindly agreed to changing to a white ball for the second half to aid the visibility of our cameras. Now Kennedy. And it's given through for Stanton. Play on, says the referee. And the best chance that Huddersfield have had, falling to the man who scored the winning goal when the two sides met earlier in the season. This was the angle for Stanton, and that was the save from Conroy. Sutton and Austin. Lillis got a foot in. Austin again. That was Brown and Lillis. As Austin puts it in, the goal won't count. Flag was up well before the ball reached Terry Austin. Brown knocking it forward there. Lillis was right in, but the flag was already up for offside as Austin put it over the line. Butlin, here's Charles. Wiggins made a good run forward. Lillis just a little slow to pick him up. And the decision is a corner. Trenton Wigan finding a yard of space as he did, particularly in the opening spell of the first half, and causing Huddersfield some problems. Ryan's corner, and Wigan! All alone! Well, he certainly found space there. Ryan's corner. Where was the Huddersfield Town marking? Nowhere near Trenton Wigan, who got over the ball well and planted in his header. But Buxton on the extreme right of the Huddersfield bench, and one wonders whether he'll be looking for Steve Kindon. Robbins picking out Hanby, trying to have a go himself at Moore, and a good-looking cross for Lillis. And how did they get it off the line? Well, it was John McPhail, as Austin was coming in to apply the killer touch. Beautifully delivered cross by Hanby. And Lillis, unattended, driving the header back at goal, and it was McPhail who got it out. Kennedy with another corner, Brown with the touch, Malcolm Brown again, and Conroy has claimed it as the feet go flying in, and the frustration of Huddersfield Town threatens to boil over. But they were dying on the line, the Sheffield United defenders, but they kept it out. And Steve Kindon, meanwhile, has come on for David Cowling. Well, they've had their scares, Sheffield United, but it's looking more and more like one of those days when they might survive them, but they have the added handicap of John McPhail off the pitch, injured at the moment, and here's Lillis. Conroy blocking it behind. Wigan gets it away only as far as Purdy. Here's Lillis. Purdy continuing his run. Lillis again. Kindon, surely. So there are 6 minutes left for Huddersfield Town. Kindon unmarked, with Sheffield United trying to reorganise, and it's 2-1. The Huddersfield crowd to our left trying to lift their side to a dramatic finale here. Kennedy's throw. Now a corner. Stanton racing to keep it in play. Stanton. And Kindon again. What drama! 2 goals in 3 minutes. Sheffield United unable to cope again at the near post. It took 1 or 2 touches, and then Kindon got it through past goalkeeper and defenders on the line.
2 goals right at the death, 2-2 it finished. One of the most remarkable comebacks of the season, really, and it kept Huddersfield in 3rd place. Still top, though, at Charlton, even though they lost at Colchester today. Rotherham and Portsmouth both won. And to add to Charlton's unhappy day, they had their skipper Dick Tideman sent off for retaliation after being booked earlier. And tonight, Tideman said, "I completely lost my head. The referee had no alternative." Now for the rest of the news, Jim Rosenthal.
The word from the Northwest tonight is that Liverpool have lined up Craig Johnson, the Middlesbrough midfield player, and they hope to sign him before next season. Johnson's contract with Middlesbrough expires in the summer. He definitely wants to leave, and Liverpool are favourites to get him. Johnson's already played for England under 21s. But a current Liverpool player has decided his England career is over. Ray Kennedy says in tomorrow's Sunday Mirror, "I never want to play for England again. I've been mucked about too often. I'm tired of being called up for international squads and being left out of final team selection. Ron Greenwood has knocked the stuffing out of me. It even affected my performances for Liverpool." Well, Ray Kennedy scored one of the goals today as Liverpool got back to winning ways. They beat Southampton 2-0. A serious blow for Wolves, who play Middlesbrough in next week's FA Cup quarter-final. Peter Daniel broke his leg in a collision with Aston Villa's Tony Morley, and he's out for the rest of the season. Peter Withe gave Villa a 1-goal victory in the last 8 minutes. And ironically, Andy Gray, the man Withe replaced, had just missed a golden opportunity against his old club. But it's still Ipswich on top, 2 points clear. Ipswich, they won 4-0 at Coventry. Brazil, Gates, McCall and Osman the scorers. And that's a marvellous way for Bobby Robson's side to enter their crucial period of the season. Then Liverpool on 40 points, West Brom on 39 after their 2-2 draw at home to Birmingham, and Nottingham Forest, who needed a last-minute goal from Colin Walsh to get a 1-1 draw at Leicester. And Arsenal, they drew 2-2 at home to Middlesbrough on 37.
Coming up next, a tough relegation battle as Norwich City face Brighton, and the Pools news as well after this break. Welcome back. And now we come to the First Division and a real scrap at the bottom of the table between Norwich City and Brighton. In fact, both managers, Ken Brown of Norwich and Alan Mullery of Brighton, had said publicly, this is a match we have to win. Well, that was the setting. The pictures are from Anglia Television. Our commentator is Jerry Harrison.
Enter Martin O'Neill, Norwich City's record signing in the very difficult role of the club's inspiration, if not saviour. An Irish international who left university to turn professional. He doesn't need the cold facts spelled out here. Norwich have lost their last 7 matches. They've scored only 1 goal in that time, and centre-half Dave Watson got that. Another Irish international could be Brighton's key player, Mark Lawrenson, at 22, the club's most capped player ever, playing in midfield to cover the absence of Brian Horton. Brighton are also without defender John Gregory and striker Andy Ritchie. Their numbers here won't really give an indication of positional play. Michael Robinson has scored 16 goals this season, and they've collected 3 points from their last 2 games, so the pressure on them isn't quite so intense. The referee here is Mike Dimbleby from Stevenage Hearts. He gets the game going on what will be a very slippery, difficult pitch. A vile, cold day, really, and a difficult one, particularly for goalkeepers. Forward by Phil Ho. That's a good ball to Joe Royle, and setting up for Maguire. I might have one from here. Oh, that's a fine goal! What a beauty from Mick Maguire. Lovely play by Hoadley, then by Royle, and then by Mick Maguire. Not the sort of shot from a fellow who hasn't scored this season. Perfect. Fashanu. He's got Barn coming behind him, but he's some way off yet. Barham now with the throw. Fashanu is on the far post, Royle on the near post, O'Neill coming towards him. Played for the corner and got it. Second corner for Norwich City. Royle got it. Barham gets in there. Well, it wasn't cleared off the line. It hit a defender. It laid him flat. He's in the back of the net, still recovering from it, but the ball didn't go over the line. As this comes to Barham, he volleys it, and that really lays the man out. Barham chasing this one. Down says let it go, and he tries to get by Williams. He succeeds in getting a corner. Norwich City's crowd in full voice here. Another one now, and Brighton would really be in trouble. Up goes Fashanu, but Digweed is there. He didn't get it cleanly. A foot went in from Royle. That brought a free kick. Lawrenson and McNabb. Return for Lawrenson. Downs was trouble there. Appeal for a penalty. Decision from the referee, is it inside or outside? It gets nothing at all. And 1 or 2 Brighton players rushed straight at the referee when that incident happened. Still goes out here. Hansbury, not quite sure whether Downs is going to get the ball or not. Then he decides to go for it himself. Doesn't get it cleanly. Down comes Still, certainly inside the area. And well headed out by Downs. A very brave bit of work. And forward goes Fashanu now. He should be able to get the ball in front of him. Foster closing. It's only 1 against 1 there, though. Now Fashanu. Oh, it was deflected, and Digweed did well to hold it. Well, Fashanu was given a good opportunity. Coming round Foster.
then setting it up. As it's deflected, Digweed looks to be in trouble, though, particularly as he's unsighted, but he does hold it in the end. McDowell. Good leap by Royal. He didn't get it, but he certainly put Stevens off. Barham. Maguire. Forward for Royal, another fine ball. Who can he find to help him? And Stevens keeps battling away, but it's a corner. Not much to the liking of the Brighton defender. Well, Norwich have caused a few problems from their corners. We've got Watson over the far side with Hoadley on this near post. Fashanu and Royal in the middle. Out goes Royal and Fashanu. Oh, it comes to Maguire. Oh, that's Watson who got a touch there. But whether it'll be credited to him, we'll have to wait and see. What a fluky old goal. An extraordinary bit of play. Well, there's Padden's corner. It's cleared out to Mick Maguire. He has a shot now. Who's this hit? Well, quite clearly Watson. He just sticks a foot out at it. And another impossible bit of play for Digweed. He can't get that. John McDowell here, bit of room down the flank. O'Neill coming to him. Fashanu. Oh, he took a man with him, leaving the space behind. Mick Maguire, not quite good enough. And McNabb comes away. Good tackle by Hoadley. Oh, he likes those situations. He's still going. And Padden almost got there, but that's a good ball through the middle to Neil McNabb. Brighton in a great position here. And Robinson. Well, it wasn't quite as easy as it looked, I don't think, because Downs was onto him. Hansbury should take a bit of the credit, but clearly that was a bad miss. A good ball through the middle for Neil McNabb. Now, Hansbury comes out fast and does a good job, but what's Robinson? Well, Downs was onto him, but that should have been in. Clark, that's a bad one. And Downs puts Royal in a good position. Now, Martin O'Neill's gone forward, closer to him to help support him. He's very close now, perhaps too close. But Royal delays, but gets a corner. I think O'Neill wanted that ball very quickly. Still, it gives Hoadley a chance to get up on the near post, and Watson on the far post. And Barham to take the kick. With O'Neill starting a run in. Oh, that's a good header. That's O'Neill. It's in. Well, I don't know whether O'Neill gets the credit or Fashanu does, but O'Neill stuck his head in there when, again, a corner caused problems, and then it bobbled on the line. Who put it in the end? Barham's kick. Brighton are definitely not 100% on these situations. Good contest here by Hoadley. Then it's O'Neill. Cleared off the line, handled probably, and it's indeed Fashanu who puts it in. And Fashanu breaks that long run with one from 2 yards, his 17th of the season. But Martin O'Neill delighted to be in amongst that one. Smith couldn't quite get there, but he goes again. Still out to Williams. And Smith's in a good position here. Oh, he tried to set it up for Still, and it was too deliberate. In for Royal. There's freedom here on the left. Padden is with Downs. They're on a break on their own. Padden goes wide on the left. Downs engages the defender and finds Barham here. Oh, it was inches away from the post and from Fashanu. Well, that was a quick counter-attack. And it was a good ball from Downs to find Barham instead of using Padden on the left. He took it first time instead of holding it, and it was wide of post and Fashanu. O'Neill manages to get it forward to Barham. Again, freedom out here for Downs and Padden. Downs again crosses first time and pushed aside. by Foster, and Barham again just off target. Well, not a repeat of the movement exactly, but a repeat of the near miss. Barham this time didn't get that one at all cleanly, and Brighton escape. Fashanu near post with Hoadley. Up goes Fashanu. Royal is there, and they did well to get that Royal, but it was comfortably cleared in the end. But it's still Norwich City in possession. Downs back in. Good ball. Royal trying to turn himself, but it's McNabb who might take it off. But good to see Royal putting pressure on him even there. And Fashanu leaping. Just touched away by Foster. They're in terrible trouble. Brighton in defence. Anything in the air. Nice play by O'Neill. Padden, not much room. And does well to get it free for a good cross. And there's Barham again. Fashanu chasing that with McNabb. And McNabb gets it to Ryan. But they're battling well for the ball and winning it in very important situations. And they go for the corner and get it. No, they don't. Get a goal kick. Well, it's good to see Norwich City with so much confidence. If a stranger came to Carrow Road, it would be very hard to actually pinpoint why things had gone wrong in the last few months. And for the Norwich City coaching staff, particularly Mel Machin in the middle there, they must be delighted with their performance here. Greg Downs, not quite so accurate. He's put some very good balls in from the left in the last 5 or 10 minutes. On by Hoadley. In goes Royal. And Royal, even though he can't get the ball here, is making Brighton work for it. McNabb. Well intercepted by McDowell, forward to O'Neill, and O'Neill turns quickly and darts away. Fashanu has got support behind from Barham. O'Neill is still there, available. Not now, though. And here's Royal. It would have been a great goal, but really, I think his experience will tell him now that he should have killed that one and put it in a little bit more gently. Beautiful cross, though. Really picked him out. He's got tons of time. There's nobody within 10 yards, but he volleyed it unnecessarily. This is Robinson here with John McDowell covering. Lawrenson. Jerry Ryan in the middle with Smith. McNabb crossing. Oh, it's a good one too, and a great header from Robinson. Well, Michael Robinson's deserved something in this game. No doubt about that. Well, plenty of room, though, for McNabb. He wouldn't have had that room in the first hour of this game. And Robinson gets power behind his head. Padden, part of a impressive reconstructed midfield, out to Barham. Might have another go, but it's won, in fact, well by Foster. And there is the whistle for the end of the game. Final score is Norwich 3, Brighton 1. So Norwich get the result they desperately needed. Their first win in 8 games, narrowing the points gap between the two sides to just 1 with 10 games left. Justin Fashanu's tap-in did the damage at the beginning of the second half after the header from O'Neill. Then Robinson at the end gave Brighton a little bit of hope, but not too much. Martin O'Neill definitely made a difference, but for Norwich, while there's life, there's hope. And there was plenty of life today.
Indeed, Norwich's first win for quite a while, and what a vital one it was. But should Brighton have had a penalty when the score was still 1-0 to Norwich? Well, Alan Mullery, the manager, for one, thinks so, and I would agree with him. Giles still making a break here, and goalkeeper Roger Hansbury comes out there, and as you can see quite clearly, I mean, if that's not a penalty, perhaps someone will tell me what is. And just to clear it up from this angle, that it clearly was, the point of contact was inside the penalty area as the keeper comes out. Yeah? And that, remember, when the score was 1-0. If that had gone in, well, who knows what would have happened. It was a defeat, though, that drags Brighton back into big trouble. Sadly, you can almost discount Crystal Palace now. The other three clubs all battling to avoid the other two relegation places. Well, tonight we've had action and goals from the first, second and third divisions. And when you talk about goals these days, you tend to think straight away of David Cross. What a remarkable season he's having, as indeed are West Ham. And the two he scored today at Watford really had the stamp of first division quality about them. Good night.
That might be Brooking's ball. Taylor's gone there with him. Brooking turning it back for Cross! Lampard hitting it straight at Steve Sims, but it might come for Cross. And indeed it has. He's beaten Sims with that one. Cross now looking to curl, and a beautiful goal!